The one financial decision I made in my 20s that I regret is buying a house. But it's probably not for the reasons you think. We didn't buy anything huge. We actually just bought half of what the bank said we could afford. They always try to push you into like the biggest mortgage possible. But I was like, if we can't pay all of our bills with a single salary, then I'm not buying it. But here's why I still regret it. First of all, we were very young, 24 years old. We really didn't know anything about anything, even though we tried to do our homework as much as possible and research and learn as much as we could. But because we don't know much, we trusted our realtor. Big mistake. Because they don't really care about you, they just want to sell you a house. I'm sure not all of them, but ours was terrible, and he was trying to push us into like some of the most horrible houses we had seen. And he wasn't even there at the closing to hand us the keys. He went off on a vacation and sent somebody else with his commission from closing on the sale probably. But I digress. The second reason is that I didn't know it back then when we bought the house, but 2 years later, we both really wanted to travel, like full-time travel, which is really hard to do when you have a house and a mortgage and a house full of things. It worked out in the end because we put all our stuff in storage and we rented the house out, but it would have been a lot easier if we didn't have a property and a mortgage to worry about. Buying a house is such a huge decision and such a huge responsibility, and I grew up believing that that's what you're supposed to do because everybody tells you that, but you really don't have to.
It's good that they actually bought something that's half of what they could afford. There is less pressure this way when payments are due. But two things I want to highlight from this clip. First, banks were pushing them to take the biggest mortgage possible. And second, the real estate agent pretty much cared only about the commissions.